party travels into the bleak forest in search of something to eat. They see a small wolf sleeping under the protection of lush trees. The ranger removes the longbow and takes aim. The arrow cuts through the air as a whistle towards the slumbering wolf. It hits it right in the chest, but as it does, the wolf begins to stand up. Body morphs into that of a human-wolf hybrid with a look of rage and murder in its eyes. Hello, I'm Dr. Wilsticks, and you may be very confused about what a lycanthrope is, but it's simply a fancy word for were creature, such as a werewolf, a were-rat, or a were-bear. There are many were creatures in the books. There are 5 in the monster manual, then there's 1 in Curse of Strahd, and 1 in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Lycanthropes have all different personalities and outlook on life. For instance, were-rats operate as if they were a crime guild and will pass their curse of lycanthropy to those in the pack, and if they accidentally spread the curse, they will hunt that person down. Were-ravens, on the other hand, are extremely cautious about passing the curse, and will only pass as if to symbolically allow somebody to join their family. I spoke a lot about the curse of lycanthropy. What happens if a player gets it? Well, they get ability score improvements and possibly immunity to non-silvered weapons, and what's the downside? Like, once a month you go crazy? This is not a curse, it's an improvement. So how can we make this into a true curse? First, lose all the benefits of lycanthropy. The ability score improvement's gone. Instead, they are given a flaw based on type of lycanthrope they are. If they're a werewolf, they feel a need to hunt living prey, or if they're cursed to be a wereboy, they become angrier and more violent. You can think about the other flaws for all the other different were creatures in the game. When it comes to transforming into a lycanthrope, it happens at night at random times. At night, roll percentile dice. If it's 1 to 70, they transform into a lycanthrope hybrid form and wreak havoc. But if you roll 71 to 100, nothing happens that night. If they transform that night, the chances that they'll transform again go down by 5, but if they didn't transform that night, the chances that they transform goes up by 5. If the player transforms into a lycanthrope for a week, then they are permanently become one, like the book, in which case they lose control of their character. This should light a fire under the players to get rid of the curse. Make sure you make it clear that if they transform to a lycanthrope for a full week, they will permanently lose their character. If perhaps for 3 days or so they keep getting the curse, you could describe how maybe their facial features begin to look a little more similar to the animal than they did before. But it's all up to you. Now that we've gone through the lycanthropy curse, I think it's about time that we go through all the lycanthropy in the book. Starting with, of course, the simple and well-known werewolf. Werewolves are the most common of lycanthropes and quite dangerous. They are ill-tempered and fierce predators with an unending bloodlust. If a player is to become a werewolf, they gain the flaw, my anger is on the hair trigger, and I really like killing things. Werebears are quite violent, but reject and resist the urge to attack or lose their temper. Werebears commonly leave civilization in order to avoid spreading their curse. If a player is becoming a werebear, they gain the flaw, I fear civilization and want to be alone and solitary. Wereboys are brutish jerks who enjoy bullying people smaller than them. They are incredibly vulgar and have no regard for other people, as they are untrustworthy as they are strong. If a player is becoming a werebear, they gain the flaw, I don't trust strangers, and anyone weaker than me or worthless, anyone stronger than me is trying to steal my thunder. Were-rats are sly and cunning lycanthrope who are obsessed with wealth. They understand the importance of teamwork but will betray someone at the drop of a hat. Their groups act like thieves guilds, and if they mistakenly pass the curse on to somebody, they'll hunt that person down. If a player becomes a were-rat, they gain the flaw, I want valuables and wealth, and stealing is the easiest way to get it. Tigers are sleek hunters who tend to roam the jungles. They are immaculate hunters who avoid spreading their curse to avoid territorial disputes. A player becoming a were-tiger gains the flaw, I need to hunt living prey. Were-bats are bloodthirsty, literally and figuratively, and are outcast even to other lycanthropes. Were-bats need to drink a pint of blood a day or they gain a level of exhaustion. If a player becomes a were-bat, they gain the flaw, I must drink blood. If they don't drink any, they gain a level of exhaustion. Were-ravens are kind. They avoid fights and try to avoid spreading their curse as much as possible. Were-ravens have an affinity for any shiny object and want to keep magic out of the hands of evildoers. If a player becomes a were-raven, they gain the flaw that they want to collect all and every shiny object that they see. That's it for these shape-shifting humanoids, so if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.